right, folks, thanks for stopping by. This is Mike Stinnett. So again, I'm going to be talking about Greg Laurie and his ministry. And this is kind of a darker aspect of him. I've shared some of these things before, but this is what we're going to kind of go in this direction for this particular time here. So let's get into it. So in the Jesus Revolution, the Calvary Chapel folks, led by Greg Laurie, partnered with Kelsey Grammar and others to make this movie. So we want to talk about Kelsey Grammar for a minute. He's a secular actor. He's not a Christian. He made some vague references to Christian Scientist, whatever that means. But as you can see in a series of these videos here, he likes to go to the Playboy Mansion. He used to take his kids there. Remember, the Playboy Mansion's gone now. Hugh Hefner's dead, and all that's over with. But when he could go there, he loved to go there and feed his appetite. Whatever life he was with at the time, he'd take his kid. He's even got his little baby. He goes there. So it's kind of a weird aspect to him. Another aspect to him is he's posing naked here in some sort of video, just right in front of everybody. And then he goes and laughs about it on a talk show. And these are the kind of people that you're talking about. So that's kind of crazy. So, and now we want to talk about Lonnie Frisbee and this whole thing. Now, Greg Laurie was in a relationship with Lonnie Frisbee all those years ago. They're in that homosexual relationship. Well, how do I know that? Well, because that's what the people used to say. Calvary Chapel gives you some things, they don't give you all the things. So when people used to say, well, Greg Laurie would follow him around like a little puppy, that's what they were referencing. It's just as time goes by, as they're in this relationship and whatever else they're doing, the ministry is going forward, but then Mr. Frisbee leaves and he kind of exits the thing. Remember, it's only a year and a half or so that he was a part of that whole thing as they kind of go through the timeline of this whole Jesus movement thing that they're depicting in the movie. So then you bring in Ben Courson, because nothing ever changed about Greg Laurie. We don't know what he did all those years, but here comes Ben Courson. He's going to be, now they got into a relationship. How do I know that? Well, Michael Newman from the Phoenix Pacers references this homosexual conduct of Ben Courson that he found out, because he's an ex-Calvary Chapel pastor, so he's got to know. And he wrote an article and referenced it in the article. That's where I got it from, because he knows more than I do about the inner workings of the church, being a pastor. And so you can just put two and two together. Why was Greg Laurie giving to Ben Courson in his skinny jeans? Because he's a great pastor, eloquent voice, this incredible preacher? No, it's because it's a give to get. Now, Ben Courson prostituted himself to get whatever he can, because he learned that at Applegate from his dad and from those folks. Grew up that way. These are appetite-driven people, all kinds of horrible things behind closed doors, perversion and immorality and just violence and all kinds of ugly stuff. So that's kind of the relationship with these people. Now, you see Greg Laurie here. He's on this show with this gentleman named Ruslan, and he's doing a series of interviews with him. He goes on TBN here talking about the Jesus Revolution. Then he's on Kurt Cameron's show on TBN. They're also talking about it. Now let me ask you something. You really think that these two gentlemen here are going to hold, our shepherds, that they're going to hold Greg Laurie? They're going to ask him tough questions? They never did. That's kind of a joke. And so that's not what I'm going to do. See, they say they're shepherds. I say I'm a shepherd too. So I'm going to be a shepherd. And I'm going to protect the sheep from the wolves. That's what we're supposed to do. Men of God are supposed to do that. Those guys aren't never going to do that. So I'm thankful the Lord's put in my heart to do it. So as we're moving forward here, you have to ask yourself, are these nice people? Are they kind people? You think they like kids? They're nice folks. You see them on a stage in the presentation. Well, I'm telling you about the stuff off the stage. Remember, some of these videos can be dark. I'm talking to you about the practical and the spiritual, the demonic, how Satan is working here, and that's what you're fighting against. So what we want to do as shepherds is we want to protect the sheep and to care. And so what I'm asking you to do is to take these things into prayerful consideration, but think about you becoming a shepherd also, and help me to fight against these people so we can get the wolves out of there and bless people, because we're carrying, because I have different information than you do. You're not going to get this stuff anywhere else. So I appreciate you stopping by, that I can tell you this stuff. But these are evil people, and I want you to be aware of them and to be cautious around them, so you can have all the information to make an informed decision. Anyway, thanks for watching. This was Mike Stinnett in the Office for Truth.